Hey, what's going on? Los Angeles. Welcome to the Rams Skinny here on the LAFB network. We are Los Angeles Sports, and this is your destination for Los Angeles Rams content. Skinny, it would not be the offseason without some Stetson Bennett conversation, some steady B talk. Wouldn't be the offseason without it. We got our first quote about Steady B just sometime this week. My days are all blended together, but from offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, asked about his progress. He says he's shown a ton of growth, particularly from 2 years ago. A lot of credit to him and also to the quarterback's coach, Dave Ragone, Jimmy Garoppolo, and of course, Matthew Stafford. They've taken him under their wings, and it's showing. He's on the right track. So, Skinny, I'm going to put the ball in your court right off the bat. Hope you're doing well as always. But what is the right track? Like, do they still think fourth round pick, Steady B, is the future of the franchise, who's going to be, 35 years old next year? I'm kidding. I think he's going to be 29. Or is the right track to be just third string or maybe the backup? Jimmy G's just on a 1-year deal. Like, what is the right track to you?
Yeah, I mean, we watched him in the preseason. Didn't look great. Couldn't hang in the pocket. I'm glad that he's improving. I'm glad that his mental health seems to be in a better place, that he can stick around with the team. But he's so far away from, being the next guy or the next backup that it's just hard for me to hear these kinds of comments and really, buy really anything from them. I think, I don't want to say that they've set the bar low, but there are comments coming out last year that, it's like, well, he seems engaged in the meeting room. It's like, great, like,
I hope.
yeah. So, they're going to keep him around, I guess. They have the emergency quarterback rule. They hate playing anybody in the preseason. So I think he's going to be around for that as well. Mm-hmm. They didn't draft a quarterback. They re-signed Jimmy Garoppolo. Just adding Jimmy Garoppolo in general, I think kind of points to exactly where they see Stetson Bennett. So I think the right track is to, play out the rest of his rookie deal and move on.
I'm trying to think, I feel like there's like a Georgia Bulldog plant in the Rams facility every offseason, because I'm trying to think of any organization that has a future Hall of Fame quarterback, and yet there's always questions about the third string quarterback, who is a fourth round pick, not even like a first or second round pick, a fourth rounder. Now, obviously, I'm not naive. Some of that is just because of Stafford's age, and he will be retiring soon. And as we've said many times, there doesn't seem to be a contingency plan yet at the QB position. Jimmy Garoppolo now is just on a 1-year deal in back-to-back seasons. So in that instance, I get it. Like, he is the youngest option on the roster, but I can't think of any other teams that, their beat is asking about a third string quarterback. But seemingly every single offseason, we get these questions and answers about Stetson Bennett. And these answers are always like what you said. Yeah, he's showing up. He's paying attention. He's studying the film.
What's amazing about it is the content that we write about it does really well too. So there's
clearly interest.
A lot of people care about this guy pretty passionately. So there's that. And they asked directly about Stetson Bennett. They didn't beat around the bush. They weren't asking about the quarterback's room or, succession plan for Stafford. They asked specifically. I don't know who the reporter was that asked it, but it was about Stetson Bennett.
Was he? I'm trying. Okay.
I should. Trey Lance might be the only other one that, like, maybe I'm not.
Trey Lance was a third overall pick, so that makes sense. That, what's going on? This guy's third. We traded 3 first-round picks for this guy. Like, is he coming along?
Yeah.
Like, I should know this, but in the McVay era, is Bennett the first quarterback the Rams have ever drafted?
There was one other pretty early on, as I recall, but that might have predated him even.
Because they obviously took Jared Goff the year before, first overall, before McVay. And McVay came, inherited Goff, and the backups have always been like John Walford, or they're always guys that they like undrafted free agents, or then obviously now with Jimmy G, and they had, Carson Wentz for half a season and brought in Baker, but I don't, maybe that's it. It's like the only quarterback in the last 8 years that they've actually drafted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. 16 was the last time. Which there is a conversation to be had about McVay and his ability to scout quarterbacks efficiently and expertly. Like scouting Matthew Stafford is not hard. Once he became available, once it became apparent that he wanted out, it was like everybody was going after him. So,
well, if you remember, Skinny, like when they took Bennett, and this is your guy, you're always gonna say. I remember the Niners, I think, said this when they drafted. I can't remember his name, but they drafted someone like the 4th round, and they said kind of a similar thing. But the Rams, when they drafted Bennett, said like, this was our guy all along. This is the QB out of maybe not the 1st round guys, but of all the like 2nd tier QBs, this was our target. You're going to say that about your guy, but the Rams aren't very good with poker faces. So they seemingly did scout him and say like, this could be our future. Obviously, it's not going to be, regardless of how many times they get asked in the offseason and how much Georgia fans still want to see it happen. But he does, what I will say is, Skinny, I think he does have an opportunity to be the long-term backup. I think that's kind of when you're talking about when LaFleur is saying he's on the right track, to answer my very first question at the beginning, like for me, that is to be the long-term backup option. So they're going to next year draft or sign or trade for the future quarterback when Matthew Stafford seemingly will retire soon. And Stetson Bennett can be the future in the backup room.
Yeah, those are all great points. And I'm always rooting for guys that are on the roster. And it's, in a way I kind of understand the love for Stetson Bennett because, he had such an illustrious career and came in and, just had a hard time transitioning to the pro career, moving to the West Coast. It's, we want the best for him. Whatever ends up doing. Obviously, he's got some talent. We want the best for this guy.
Yeah, I think the important thing is like LaFleur said in the beginning of that quote, is he's doing much better than he was 2 years ago. And that could have been referring to football, but I think it's also referring to, in life. We all know kind of off the field, the situation he was in, not all the details, but know that he had to step away from football. So the important thing is he seems to be doing great in that aspect. Like we joke, oh, he's in the meetings and this, but that he wasn't his rookie year. So the fact that he is at the facility, putting in the work, like that's in terms of life, the important thing. If he can become the future backup for the next 5, 6, 7 years, I think that's a win. And that's a win for him. And that's a win for the organization. They have faith in him to back up whoever is going to be the starter. But just for anyone out there still thinking the future is potentially his, I don't think that's the plan, moving forward. So, but anyway, there's our only Stetson Bennett episode of the offseason. I think. We'll see. Thank you all for hanging out. What were you going to say? There's going to be more?
The right track, maybe he's going to move up on the depth chart. We'll see.
Maybe we're completely wrong. Maybe he is the future. Let us know. Comment below if you think Steady B is the future of Los Angeles. Maybe we'll drop a question in our new forum. Head to LAFBNetwork.com, go up to the forum in the menu. We got a Rams forum there where we can all talk, communicate, hang out. We'll drop it in there. If you like us on audio, subscribe to the Rams Skinny. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. Rams LAFB is the YouTube channel. For Skinny T, I'm Ryan Dard. Thank you all. We'll be back with more Rams news very soon.